Welcome to Allegro's presentation of the top 5 prospecting tools. As a small business owner, you've got a lot of ways you can get your word out in front of your clients, customers, and prospects. Your physical location, if you have one, your office, your storefront, whatever it is. You may have a catalog. Everyone's got a website. You've got radio, TV, social media, email, direct mail, all the rest. So all of which are good parts of a good marketing strategy. So what we're going to talk about today are kind of the top 5 strategies that we've found help small businesses to grow and maintain their existing clients. The first we're going to talk about is called Direct Connect. Direct Connect is really cool because it combines a whole bunch of those strategies that we just talked about. So we do a direct mail piece, which includes all the list research and all that. We send that out, and then from there we track all the calls. Not only are they just logged, but they're actually recorded, as you'll see in a little bit, so that you can see how your people are answering the phones. Then the really cool part is, because everyone lives on their devices, that your ads start following them around the internet when they go about their daily business. So in a nutshell, what we do is we design a campaign with a common theme. So you can see in the example here, if you look on the screen versus the postcard that's printed there, that they look very similar, so that people are going to remember, hey, yeah, I got a postcard from that guy. So what we're trying to do with Direct Connect is really kind of close this loop. Most of the people receive a mailer and they go to the website and then get distracted, find a pop-up on Facebook, something, and they go somewhere else. And unless you're following up with them, then they're not going to go back. So what Direct Connect does is tries to close this loop by following them around with ads and things like that, so that it will direct them back to your website. So here's what it looks like. So we do a postcard like this, where they get this postcard in the mail with your big RV on it, the big yellow headlines and all that kind of stuff. And then they visit your website and then go about their business and don't take any action. A couple days later, they're on the New York Times website, and boom, there's your ad again. Then they're browsing around. A couple days later, they're on Home and Garden Television's website. There's your ad again. CNN. These are not small companies. It's all part of the Google network. So they have millions and millions of sites around the internet that serve up these ads for you, make you look like a real big business. First part of it is the mail tracking. So basically every piece is coded with an intelligent mail barcode, so that we can find out exactly when it's delivered, and you get online reporting that shows you that. It's a little tough to see in this one, but you see there's 2 lines up at the top there, the projected date and the confirmed date that they were actually delivered. You can see that it pretty much hit the projections like we expected. So what this does is you can plan, as you do, like if you do a quarterly mailing and you know that on the 3rd day after we do a mailing, your phones are ringing, then you may have more staff on hand. Call tracking. So like I said, not only does it log the calls, you can see how many calls came in, when they came in, all that kind of stuff, but the cool little play button down the bottom, which is only visible to you, the administrators, it's not visible to us at all, but you as the administrator can play. So if you've got one rock star salesperson who just nails it, and you've got 3 who are not as good, then you can call them in for a meeting and say, okay, hey, listen to the way Johnny answers the phone and deals with this. So you can use it for coaching and whatever, or you can just listen to make sure that they're telling your clients all the things that you want them to be saying. Online follow-up. This is the cool part of it with the internet ads. As I showed you in the previous examples, Google rents the space on millions of websites, which are big websites, Amazon and Target and Home Depot and all that stuff, and it serves up your ads. Your little business is on the website with Target and Home Depot and the big boys. There's another part of the online dashboard that we have that shows you exactly how many ads are being served, how many people are being followed, all that kind of stuff. Next one I want to talk about on our top 5 list is targeting new movers. This is good for both regular businesses to consumer as well as business to business. So basically the big statistic here is that 1 in 6 Americans move every year. So that means that about 20% of your client base moves away. So these are the reasons why they move, but the bottom line is it doesn't matter what the reason is. It's just the reality of it, that through no fault of your own, every year you're losing about 20% of your customers. So it's critically important to make sure that you're backfilling with new customers. So 42 million address changes every year. But here's the key stat on this slide here. on average, a new mover spends more in their first 6 months than a typical consumer does in 3 years. New movers are also 5 times more likely to become long-term customers compared to a settled household. So that means when you move into a new neighborhood, you need everything new. You need a local grocer. You need a local hairdresser. You need local food choices. You need a local dentist. So you're looking for those things. Now, as it pertains to business, these statistics are pretty telling as well. In the next 2 hours alone, 706 companies are going to move. 578 businesses are going to change their phone numbers. 120 new businesses are going to open, and 40 businesses are going to shut down. 10 companies are going to file a bankruptcy petition. That's a lot of movement. So again, like we talked about before, if your customers are dying, getting new jobs, moving away, all that stuff, you need to be filling that with new business. So new businesses, new movers, things like that is a great way to do it. Number 3 on our list is radius mailings. So radius mailings is good for people with a lot of like service people out in the field and things like that. So your goal in business really is to make happy customers. So when you make a happy customer, you know that hopefully they're going to tell other people, but if they don't, you also know that the people that they live by are going to be pretty comparable demographics to those that you just serviced. So like if you're a lawn care company, for instance, you know that any of the people that we pull that's a radius around your existing client lives in the same neighborhood, probably has similar lawn size, probably has similar incomes. If their neighbor can benefit from your service, so can they. So what we do is we take your list of service locations and load it into a database and pull a radius around it. This one that I did as an example was just a 1/4 mile radius. So you can pull all the homes within a 1/4 mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, whatever it is. So here's one of our clients that we do this for. These guys have 4 different brands, and they actually do this on a weekly basis. That's how much they believe in it. So their clients are very high end because they service trees. And unless you've got storm damage, people don't typically spend a lot of money on their trees. But people with large lots and lots of trees tend to have these guys out because they don't want one tree killing, their whole acreage. So what we do is every week they give us a list of a couple hundred names, and we get the 10 homes closest to them. Now this gets rid of the worry about distance and all that type of stuff, because some of these homes that they're servicing may have acres of property. So if we just did like a 1/4 mile, we may only get 1 or 2 of their neighbors. So we're getting 10 homes around these guys. They then profile it against their existing database to weed out any that are existing clients that we're not sending out new offers to existing clients. And we do a mailer for them every week. Now the cool thing is when a prospect receives this mailer, they've already seen all their trucks in the neighborhood. They've already seen all the workers, cutting down trees and shredding them. And if they haven't seen them, they certainly heard the chainsaws and the chippers and all that stuff. So they already know the name. Now you're just reinforcing that with, hey, by the way. Next one, profile and clone your best clients. So you've all built successful businesses in one way, shape, or form. So what's, the critical part to any business is growth. So most of you have certain customers that you love. Of course we like them all, mostly, but there are definitely some who stand out. So what you want to do is find more customers just like those. So what we do is we look at, okay, who are my best customers and what do they have in common? So you identify the commonalities and identify the gaps. So that's how you can build your list. So basically what it does is it takes your existing clients and profiles them against 28 different consumer selects and 16 different business selects. So if you think of it like eHarmony for prospecting. So the 29 different points of compatibility, so if you know that your existing clients are, married, kids, all that other kind of stuff. So where it starts is you identify what your best customers are. So we feed that into the hopper, it profiles it against all those different selects, and it spits out a list of exactly what we're looking for, and then that's who we market to. The 5th prospecting tool is every door direct mail. Sometimes best list is no list at all. This isn't always a good solution, but everybody wants to hear about it because the post office has done such a great job at marketing the low-cost postage. So this is truly a carpet bomb approach. So if you've got like a race that you're sponsoring and you want all of the people in that neighborhood to come out and show support, it's great. If you're a new pizza guy in town and you want to get the word out about, hey, come on, or get us, a monthly special list or things like that, and you don't care whether they have kids or families or dogs or pools or any of that stuff, then it may work. Churches tend to do this around the two big holidays, Easter and Christmas. That's the two times that non-churchgoers are going to go to church. So, they do a lot of carpet bombing around those two holidays. So, as I said, sometimes the best list is no list at all. So that covers the top 5 prospecting tools that Allegra has seen across many small businesses